There's this illusion of rest that has been normalized, and it's just a part of our society and a part of a lot of people's cultures. But especially nowadays, when it comes to scrolling, like things like scrolling endlessly on your phone is not a version of rest that is really good for you. And I'm not here to tell you what to do at all, but you can do whatever you want. But you got to be aware of the things that you're doing, and scrolling endlessly or even drinking or smoking and doing things like that. I'm not judging those things, but that's not a version of rest. It's not a true version of rest that's going to give you more energy and give you clear thinking so you can do other things that you want to do. It's a false version of rest that is super normal nowadays. Some would call it a version of numbing, and when you do those things, it'll feel like rest in the moment. It'll feel like rest in that night, but it'll just leave you more restless in the future. It'll leave you more restless in the days that come after that, after you do those things. So what does numbing actually look like? Like I mentioned earlier, if you're scrolling all the time, if you're using substances, if you're distracting yourself, I'm not judging what you do. You can do whatever you want, but you got to realize that those things are not rest. And I'll throw binge watch it in there too. You over there binging the new season of Wednesday or something like that. That's not actual rest. It feels like relief, but it's actually a form of avoidance. And you got to be honest with yourself about that. You can't sugarcoat it. Doing those things is avoidance. You're usually avoiding something deep down, unless you're just really hanging out. But for a lot of people, you're actually avoiding something. A lot of people have a hard time just chilling by themselves or just being in a quiet room alone and thinking. I think there was that study or that experiment or something like that where they asked a bunch of college students would they rather sit in the room by themselves or shock themselves, and the majority of them would rather shock themselves instead of just chilling in a room by themselves. That's crazy. That's crazy to me. You got to be able to sit with your thoughts and be cool with who you are when you're by yourself. One of the main things that matters is being okay with yourself when you're by yourself. And if you can't do that, then you got something else going on. You gotta work through that. And the difference is the things you do to numb, they take away your energy. They don't give you energy. It takes your energy without giving anything back. Notice when you do those things, when you go to sleep, you wake up the next day, do you wake up more tired or do you wake up energized? Chances are you're waking up more tired and you're just pushing through the day because of what you did the day before. So why do we choose numbing? It's human nature to take the easier way out. It's human nature to not do the hard thing, to take the easier path. If one path is flat and the other path has a incline going up and they're both going to lead to the same place, most people would pick the one that's flat. Like, that's just how we're wired. And real rest takes intention. When you want to actually rest, you gotta sleep, you gotta move around, you gotta journal, you gotta reflect, you gotta be still. Numbing is a way to escape your feelings, your thoughts, and your emotions. You try to get around them, but they're always going to be in your head. No matter how hard you try to get around them, they're always going to resurface. That's why you got to do all those things to try to suppress them and to try to numb them out. It's easier when you just face them. Now, what does resting actually feel like? The real resting, it'll leave you feeling clearer, lighter, more alive. When you do things that are intentional, when you rest, when you sit down and you read or you journal or you just chill out, you play some lo-fi, you play some binaural beats or something like that, you try to meditate, you're going to wake up the next day feeling a whole lot more clear. You're going to feel way better about yourself. You're going to feel like you have a lot more energy. You are going to have a lot more energy when you do those things. You're not going to feel drained like a zombie waking up the next day. Like you just got hit by a train and then you woke up out of your sleep. You're going to actually be able to move with intention and move with a purpose or try to do something else. The real rest will charge you instead of drain you. Take note on the things you do and if they charge you or if they drain you, if they give you energy or if they take away your energy. And like I said, sleep, read, journal, stretch, walk, chill out with some lo-fi, freaking pet your dog. I don't know, whatever you feel like you need to do to rest. Think a little bit. Resting is doing something today that the tomorrow you will be thankful for. It's not doing something that tomorrow you is going to regret as soon as you get up or throughout your whole day. So take notice about what numbs you and what restores you and really be intentional with it and think about it. If you have to, write down a list, do a column, do a little T column, and write on the left side the things that you do that you notice give you energy and charge you, and on the other side, things that actually drain you and take away your energy the next day. and just keep that up. You can post it if you want. Post it up on your wall, on your bathroom mirror, or just keep it on your phone notes. But log those things and keep track of them, because rest isn't about shutting down. It's about recharging. Those are two different things. You rest to recharge. You got to do that. If the things you're doing to rest aren't recharging you, then you're not resting. That's the key. That's the telltale sign. If the things you're doing to rest aren't recharging you, then you're not actually resting. You're just numbing. If the things you're doing to rest are actually recharging you and helping you out, then you're actually doing the correct rest. You're doing real resting. And you don't need more escape. You need more energy for the life you want. Escapism isn't going to help you in whatever you got going on. You need energy so you can take the actions that you need for whatever you want to do. That's a big thing I talk about in here all the time. Doing what you want to do. Not what somebody else wants you to do, but doing what you want to do. So if you got this far, my name is TJ. Let me know down below what's something you do that makes you feel really rested. Something that actually gives you rest so you can recharge. All right, I'm out of here. I'll see y'all.